Hi, I'm John. This is my show, Sports Reckoning. So, I want to make this video about fucking Raul, AIH Sports and shit, right? But, goddamn, his videos are so fucking slow. It's like, dude, get to the fucking point. This is one of the reasons I don't ever fucking make any type of response videos to him, because in order to get to the point, it takes him 5 fucking minutes. It's like, to get to a simple, where I can get to a simple point where I can use that in a video to respond to, it's 5 fucking minutes. Right? Or it's actually like this, it's like fucking 10 minutes and shit, right? So it's like, goddamn, I don't even know how to fucking, so I have to play some of this shit. And just like, Raul, just so you know, my video's not monetized. So, like, there's a fair use law and shit, right? And so, like, actually, I'm not going to do as much. I was going to use more of your shit, but my camera's not super fucking charged and shit. And I don't want to make a fucking hour-long video and shit doing this shit. So I'm going to try and skim through this as fast as I can. I don't even know how I'm going to do it. Because it's like, I want to get your points in there, right? I want to get your points in there, right? But then it's like one of those things with the fair use. Technically, I'm not supposed to use your whole fucking video, right? I'm supposed to use pieces of it. And then maybe if you stop the video and you're commentating, then that constitutes what fair use is actually all about and shit. But I'm still not supposed to actually use your whole video. But the other thing is I'm not monetizing my video, so you should have no problem with me doing what I'm doing with your video anyways, in any regards and shit, because I'm not monetizing it, so I'm not doing it for any kind of monetary benefits or anything like that. So, I always have a light in this room, but see, let me turn that off, which I always like to turn it off when I make videos and shit. Okay, so anyways, so I posted a comment on Raul's page on this video and shit he had made here. I posted, and then some idiot of his started coming and trying to yell at me and supporting him and shit, and I just came back on him and just destroyed him. But those people, even when I'm completely destroying them, they won't acknowledge it. They come back at me with some stupid, and then this is one of those things too that's like, that I realized that either the people are like, they're young, you know, and it's like, why am I talking to some fucking kid? Why am I even trying to have some fucking conversation with some stupid kid? This is one of the things I learned in the Michael Jackson community, is that you be talking to somebody, and the next thing you go to their page, and they're fucking 12 years old. And it's like, okay, so it's like one of those things when I first went into the Michael Jackson community, it's like, I don't want to talk to any fucking kids, because I know that Michael Jackson's got the pedophile stuff, right? So it's like, I didn't want to talk to any fucking kids. So like when I first went in there, I had that page for 5 years now, right? So at first I was like, I don't want to talk to no kids, and if kids came around, especially like a girl, so because I'm attracted to girls, so I never even thought about it with the boys stuff. Like, people call me like pedophiles talking to boys. I didn't care whatever about that, because I'm not attracted to boys whatsoever. So it's like, well, I felt more comfortable talking to young boys and shit, right? But if like a young girl came around, it's like, I don't even know. I remember when my page first started, I remember there's some young girl, and she's like trying to talk to me, and I was like, I remember I was just in there, I didn't know, and I was like, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable talking to you and shit, right? I don't even feel comfortable talking to you. And then she's like, want to ask me questions, but I'm talking about like Michael Jackson, and it's like the love child thing about sex and stuff like that, you know? So it's like, I don't even know if I can have this conversation with you and shit, right? But then as time went over and I got exposed to dealing with more of the kids in the Michael Jackson community, and then I got to know some of them and stuff, you know? So then I would talk, like I'd talk to the boys, really wouldn't talk to young girls and shit, right? I might talk to some of the boys and shit, right? But then it came to the point where I just realized kids are stupid. And so then I just made it abundantly, I would overemphasize that it's like, you kids are stupid. You're dumb fucking kids. You're dumb. I don't want to fucking talk to you. And I would never talk to you outside of YouTube. I would make sure that they would understand, because they'd be like, the kids, they got, you know, it's the world we live in. These kids got podcasts, and they're like, come on my podcast. And I'm like, I don't even know what these podcasts are. I'm not savvy like that in this computer generation world and shit, right? I'm not savvy. So the kids are like, come on my podcast. And I'm like, I don't understand. So I'm like, I'm like, well, what is that? I was like, but then I'm kind of leaving YouTube. What am I doing? I can't do that. I was like, no, I can't have any recorded conversations of me having conversations with you outside of YouTube. That was like my rule that I would have, you know? It's like, okay, I'll talk to you in YouTube and shit, but I'm not outside of YouTube whatsoever. And because like I don't have any Instagram pages or anything else. And like I seen a girl one time on this other guy's page, and she was asking that guy for help, saying I was harassing her like an Instagram. And it's like, that's not me. It's somebody else got a page acting like they're me. I'm not an Instagram. Dude, come to my page. You will not see any links to any other random fucking websites. It's like, dude, these stupid motherfuckers, like I got clones of me that are out there and just shit like that. There's like stuff that goes on in this culture of this world that's like weird shit, and you have to understand it. A lot of people don't know what it is, and then they're blaming you for this shit, right? So there's all kinds of weird fucking technicalities of all this shit, right? How did I fucking get it? And it's like, now why did I even switch over to that shit? Because how did I get to that conversation from talking to fucking Raul and shit, right? I don't even know. Well, I'm talking about my Michael Jackson page. I don't know. So it's like, that's what happens. You get go. See, I talk fast, I get going, and then I forget. Because I'm not this. That's why Raul talks slow. Because he has a plan in his head. He has the conversation, the dialogue of what he wants to talk about, right? And he knows about kind of the pattern of the speech of which he wants to portray in his video, of how he wants to talk and shit, right? And so he talks slow and he keeps it on track and shit, but it's so slow and boring and shit, right? But then he doesn't have the problems like me where you start saying, well, what the fuck was I talking about anyways here? But I think it's funny because it's just real life and it's entertaining and shit, right? I think the real life talking like that, I think there's entertainment value to it, which Raul has no entertainment value on. I mean, he is like the most boring fucking YouTuber. I mean, God, is he fucking boring. If I didn't completely know what he was talking about, like I know all the people that he's talking about, I know the cards, basically I understand everything of what he's talking about, right? So, and then there is nothing. I mean, the shit that's out there, the YouTubers like that are in the sports card community, god damn is there are some no talent fucking losers. No entertainment value. It is like god damn, you see, you got Neo Cards and Comics, and you got like the sports card dad, and they're competing to be the first one to get a new video saying, PSA dropped their prices! Oh, SGC has dropped their prices! And it's like they rush to get the video out, and it's every day, it's the same goddamn video. They're making a new video about the grading companies. It's like, goddamn, all you guys do is talk about the grading companies now. It's like, dude, you guys can't create any fucking original content? You don't know how fucking what? You can't be entertaining? And then, like, stupid, you got the sports card dad. He puts these clips in the videos. You know, that's what you do. You interject a video from a movie to try to show, like, a funny little clip. You say something, then you put a little clip to try and be funny. His videos that he interjects into his videos to try and make them entertaining, they're lame. They're stupid. They're stupid shit. It's like, well, he's always putting He-Man. He always used to put the game from the Bo Jackson. He's like, I'm Bo Jackson and shit, right? Playing the video game. He used to do that in every single fucking video. I was like, God damn it. How many times are you going to show me that goddamn Bo Jackson fucking game clip and shit, right? And he does the same thing with, he's always using he uses He-Man clip. He uses shit from Dumb and Dumber and shit. Like, he uses that shit all the time. It's like, dude, come on, use it once and move on. Come on, give me some entertainment. It's shit. His shit's so lame and shit. So lame and shit, right? And that's what the thing that I try and emphasize so much is that these people in here have no entertainment value. And it's like, okay, well then give me some good fucking knowledge, but come on, don't be so slow paced. It's like, god damn, it's like I made a video about Raul and I called him Ben Stein from the Ferris Bueller's Day Off and shit, where he's all Bueller, and then the whole classroom is just like falling asleep and they're drooling, and I'm like, so I made a video saying that Raul's like Ben Stein from the fucking Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Bueller, pumping and dumpers, is there any hanky-panky going on in the back room there? Okay, that's what I'm saying. So, I make some entertaining videos and shit. It's not the best video quality because I don't do really great editing and stuff like that. I mean, I'm trying to go through as best I can and shit, but I do have entertainment value to my videos and shit, right? Plus, I got educational value to my videos, too. I got good opinions and shit, which I don't see from these motherfuckers. What I see is a bunch of no-talent fucking losers, right? These fuckers don't have any fucking talent. They have no fucking real skill. Dude, Raul, anybody in the world could go to fucking college and learn how to be an accountant and learn the shit. They could read the books that you read, and then they would say, look you got this number here, and then this number's over here, and then we add this over here, and then there you go. There's your whole fucking investment plan. It's like, dude, oh, you're real talented. Oh, you're real talented and shit. Oh, boy, that was real difficult to figure that one out and shit. And they're like, it's a bubble. It's a bubble. That's like their whole fucking concept and their whole thing. All you got to know is a bubble. Is this a bubble or not? And all you know is that when you want to buy low and sell high. So if something's in a bubble, if it's a market's in a bubble, you shouldn't buy because you know eventually it's a bubble. It's going to burst. It's like it's the oldest like story in fucking investment culture throughout history and shit, right? That's how it works. It's like, so I mean, those are like the basics. It's like the most remedial part of investing and accounting of the shit of what he knows. He knows like the basic shit, right? And because he knows that basic shit, so when he's seen the market go up in the sports card market, you know, like at the pandemic time, the sports card market went up, and then they just started screaming, bubble, bubble. He just started screaming, bubble, I see it. It's a bubble. I'm telling you, I've been around a long time, and I've been trained about these bubbles, and I'm telling you, this is a bubble. This is a bubble. And it's like, okay, yeah, how hard was it to figure out that? And it's like, so Raul, at that time, it's like, so what? If those people are paying those prices, dude, there's gotta, the bubbles, it gotta keep rising until somebody stops paying it. So, you know, there's people paying it. If they're paying it, then it's still a valid market. At that moment, the people are still paying it. Then that market's still valid and stuff until it gets to the point where somebody says, I'm not going to pay that price, and nobody pays it anymore, and then it drops. Then you get that first drop, it comes down, okay, and then the bubble is burst and shit, right? But until it bursts, it's a valid market. It's still producing sales, legitimate sales and shit. I mean, I could ramble on all time and shit, right? So to get into this, it's like, to get into his shit, like I said, to get into his shit takes for fucking ever. He's so fucking slow. God damn, he pisses me off.
So this video may ruffle feathers, but once again, I'm not here for people to watch my videos for confirmation bias. If you're here for confirmation bias, this is not the right channel for you.
Okay, so this is the thing I like about Raul. This is what I like about him, is what he just said right there. And he sticks to that pretty much, you know, that he's pretty real about that. And so this is what it's like with him. It's like, what I say is like, okay, I believe that you're like that, and you have some ability to look at things and analyze, and you're going to judge it on the reality of, is this actual real evidence, and are these facts and shit, right? And so it has no bearing that if he's interested in Michael Jackson, all you have to do is understand how big of a fucking star Michael Jackson is and how relevant he is in today's modern society. He is so fucking relevant, and if you people don't see it, it's ridiculous, because it's like every day in my face, I see people talking about Michael Jackson and it's every fucking day. Man, it's massive, and it's these people and these people. It's constantly, the name Michael Jackson is constantly fucking coming up. He is fucking relevant as can be. He will be eternally fucking relevant. He will be eternally one of the biggest stars that has ever fucking lived for all time. It's like fucking Shakespeare and shit, right? None of us ever lived during the time of Shakespeare, but we all fucking understand how relevant Shakespeare is in our modern society, okay? Same thing is gonna happen. There's very few people that are on that fucking kind of relevancy and that large scale of fucking being a star and shit, of eternally famous and shit. Michael Jackson is one of those people. So that's what when I talk to these people, it's like, you don't need to be a Michael Jackson fan, but you gotta be dumb as fuck to not understand the relevancy and the fucking how big of a fucking star Michael Jackson is and how relevant he will be throughout eternity. If you don't understand that, you are dumb as fuck. You are stupid. That's why I yell at everybody, and that's why I call them all fake and they're total fucking losers, because each one of these stupid motherfuckers that's not fucking acknowledging the importance of Michael Jackson in fucking pop culture fucking history, which will exist throughout fucking eternity, and they don't acknowledge the importance of that, they're fakes, they're stupid, they're frauds, they're total fucking losers. And I know, it's like, I don't care how fucking cool you look like John Mangini. As soon as I come at you and I see that you can't give a quality opinion about my Michael Jackson story, I know you're a fraud. I know you're stupid. You're a piece of shit fucking human being. And then like how he's saying, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers, and if you don't like that, this ain't the place for you. Well, that's the fucking my attitude. Because I'm gonna come straight out and say, fuck you, you loser. You're a piece of shit fucking loser. I do not care about how fucking big your collection is. I am impressed with your collection. I'm impressed with what I talked about John Mangini. You have a very impressive collection. You have very insightful knowledge about your cards and shit. But that's a small little category. That little fucking tiny category, it's almost irrelevant. It's almost irrelevant because it's not going to carry on. They'll be like Babe Ruth. And after Babe Ruth, nobody gives a fuck about any of those cards and those people. They're not going to fucking go out and continue throughout eternity and shit. It's going to be such a small group of people that fucking collect those and have interest and study. It's going to be small, tiny. But Michael Jackson will still be big. Always. Michael Jackson's bigger than fucking Babe Ruth. Like, talk about the biggest baseball players out there. Michael Jackson's bigger than Mickey Mantle. Michael Jackson's bigger than Babe Ruth. Michael Jackson is bigger than the New York fucking Yankees. That's how big Michael Jackson is. He's bigger than the New York fucking Yankees. And the Yankees are big. But still, it's baseball. It's one little sport that has taken place in this period of time in America. It's the kind of thing that can fall by the wayside. And people think, no, the Yankees are going to... No. The Yankees can go away. Michael Jackson is going to stay forever and ever and ever like fucking Shakespeare. He will always be that. You people don't understand the significance of who these people are and what they fucking have accomplished and how it will exist throughout eternity and shit. Yankees, yeah, you know, if you weren't alive, if there's a time where, like, even if you're an American, baseball is not the biggest sport whatsoever, you know? And there's scandals, there's all kinds of things. And the next thing you know, people are not paying attention to it so much or whatever. Who knows all this stuff that could happen with all the bullshit that's going on. Next thing you're in wars, nobody's playing any sports anymore and shit. Next thing you know, baseball ends up not being there anymore. It would only take 50 years before nobody cared about baseball anymore. And nobody would give a fuck about the Yankees and Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle. They'd say, who the fuck are those people? What's baseball? We don't even know what that is. But there will never be a time when people don't know what music is and don't know what Michael Jackson is. He will always fucking exist. You will never be able to get rid of that. It is beyond. He is way bigger than that. Michael Jackson is bigger than the fucking Yankees. And these stupid idiots trying to say, why do you want to talk about Michael Jackson? What does that have to do with the they're fucking idiots? And that's what I'm telling you. All I fucking experience in here is a bunch of no talent fucking idiots with no real ability. And then so when they come in here, they have a program. They say, no, I've got to talk this way. This is the way I've got to talk. This is my brand. They're trying to create this brand bullshit. It's like, how about being a human being? How about letting your brand be, I'm going to be the most fucking honest human being and express myself on the most honest fucking level of what I can do. How about that as being your fucking brand? I don't see anybody doing that shit. Fake motherfucking losers. So what I was getting to this part here. So I just go on rant and I forget what I'll talk about. So, like I said, that's the part about Raul that I like, is that I want him to critique my work on the hardest. I want him, and that's why I yell at these motherfuckers, because I want it to be clear that these people did not endorse my work because we were friends. And I have people that want to be my friends, and I have people that want to use my story to, like, they want to link my story up to their other conspiracies, right? Because they have these people that are just super fucking hardcore conspiracy people. And it's like, yeah, I like a lot of that super hardcore conspiracy shit, but there's holes in their shit. Like, there's this person that used to be formerly known as, Call for an Uprising, and now his page is A Time for Judgment. Okay, he's entertaining. He makes very entertaining videos. Like, okay, so I give him credit that he's actually entertaining. When he does his videos and he makes his little jokes, I find it to be entertaining. He does good edits with his clips. He gets good information. He puts it in there and shit, right? But then he demands that you judge everything and evaluate everything, but he will not. But he claims to be a Christian, and he will not look at the Christianity and judge it the same way. And because his whole thing is based around that he's a Christian, right? And the Satanists are out there, and we got to stand up as the Christians. And I say, that's fine, you can be what you want, but have you ever put the same interrogation practices of what you've put upon Hollywood and all the elites and the people and all the tactics that they use? Have you ever applied their same methods of your interrogation and analytical abilities and all that stuff? Have you ever applied that to the Bible? And to see that if that is misleading you, he won't do it. He's, no, I'm going to trust this one. It's like, dude, how can you trust something that was supposed to be created like 2,000 years ago? Which we don't even know if it's actually 2,000, because it's like, you got that dude that's, I know his name too, the guy, I believe he's in Italy. there's the story of him where he saw like a cross in the sky, and I totally know his name, but that's like the first actual guy that I know that created Christianity, whatever. I totally know his name, but that's like a few years after. It's not like in 2,000 years ago. It's a few years, 100 years, a few hundred years. So it's a few hundred years after Christ that somebody actually created like the Christianity religion and shit. And it's just like, God, it's like, why? It just doesn't seem believable. And I've looked in this, it says, well, show me evidence. And I don't see it. The only thing that they can show you, they've only got one piece of evidence, and it's that the Shroud of Turin and shit, right? And that's their only piece of evidence. And they say, that's it. This proves it all. Look at, there it is. That proves that Jesus was the Son of God, and he died, and then he went to heaven. In 3 days he was arisen, like just like this says in the book. They said that. Look at that proves the whole thing. It's like, no, it does not prove it to me, motherfuckers and shit, right? So whatever. So, anyways. So, I want it to be clear that I'm not super nice to people, because I do not want people, like I said, people link up to me with these conspiracy theories, and they want me to hook up my story to them. And I say, nah, your work, like I said, that call for an uprising, that guy had time for, now that dude, so like if you people don't know him, that guy would have a page with easily 5 million subscribers. He should be huge, his page, but because he does put a lot of quality information in his work and shit, right? He puts a lot of shit, and they shut him down. Like YouTube, like they shut him down. They really attack his ass. It's hard for me to even imagine how he always keep getting pages, but he finally gave up on his one page because it just he kept trying to do the tricks on the call for an uprising, and he played it through, and then he finally just gave up and he started a new one. Like, he was doing funny stuff. He was like calling him like rainbow bunnies and shit. He was doing stuff like and then he was trying to say he was calling like the YouTube, and he's saying, You're attacking me because of my religion and shit. He was trying to act like he was like homosexual and shit. He's like, you're attacking me because I'm gay. It was funny shit. It was entertaining and shit. Like I said, he's entertaining and shit, right? So I give him the credit for being super entertaining and being educational. There is an educational purpose, but I attack him then, and because him and I were kind of friends and shit. He liked me because it's one of those things. He doesn't find a lot of entertainment value, and so when he came across my page and he saw the way I was, and I was making videos about him too, so he enjoyed like the banter between him and I. We had good banter between each other, but I just got fed up with the thing that he would not talk about my Michael Jackson story, because he made videos about Michael Jackson, about being Illuminati and all the conspiracy stuff, like all that shit too, right? So I debunked his videos, and I said, okay, yeah, your Illuminati shit's really good and shit, right? But there's a bigger story to the Michael Jackson thing, and the way you're analyzing Michael Jackson is not taking into consideration that he was abandoned as a child, that he was not a real Jackson. And I said, how can you place this kind of judgment on Michael Jackson and think that you can analyze his life when you have no concept of who he actually is? And it's like, you made these videos and you're claiming to be a Christian, like I talk about the call for an uprising. It's like, you made these videos, you claim to be a Christian, and now when I gave you quality work here and evidence to show you that your analyzing of Michael Jackson was flawed, that means that you have to come out, if you're a Christian, you have to come out and say, look there's been interjected into the Michael Jackson story some really good new evidence has been brought forward, and now all viewpoints of Michael Jackson at this point has to be reanalyzed. That's all he had to say. He just had to say that the things I was saying about Michael Jackson are altered now with this new evidence. It alters that, and he has to say, I made conclusions and determinations about Michael Jackson, but with this new evidence, my conclusions have to be re-looked, re-examined, and rethought about, right? So I demanded that he did that with the Michael Jackson, and he wouldn't do it, right? So then it's like, well, you won't do that, then I'm just going to start fucking calling you fake Christian and start exposing your fake Christianity. You're fake. You're not a real Christian. And the reason you're not a real Christian, because all of the Christianity's bullshit, and everybody that believes in it's a bunch of fucking losers anyways, right? So I started attacking him on that way. So he doesn't really talk to me anymore now. we were kind of friends and shit, right? But anyway, so that's but like I said, I will not just fall in line with anybody. I do not care about what kind of support that they can give to my story. I will not fall in line with who they want. I'm not gonna bow down and just back your fucking shit 100%. I'm gonna speak honestly. That's the way it's gonna be. And I will not fucking fall in line with anybody out there, no matter how much it could help benefit my story and shit, right? And who these people are, I won't do it. I won't do it with anybody. So I'm always like, so then I overemphasize. That's why I'm real aggressive to people, because I want people to judge my work. I want them to judge my work, and I want them to see that you can't knock down the quality of my work because you think I'm an asshole. It doesn't work that way, and that's why I come off at you an asshole, because I want you to judge my fucking work, and I want it to stand on its own. It has to stand on its own and shit, right? And so that's why I yell at like these fuckers like this. It's like, and I like that he says he judges shit. And I was like, okay, well, let's see. Let's see then. Let's test your abilities, because you can judge shit that you've had experience in, but you don't have the experience in my Michael Jackson shit. But what you do have is you have experience to understand what facts is, what real evidence is. You have an understanding of how society fucking works. And so that's what I want. I want you to take the abilities of which you do have, look at my Michael Jackson shit, and attack it as hard as you fucking can, and give me your fucking opinion then to tell me if my fucking shit is credible and if it's holding up to your strictest, most intense fucking interrogation of what you got. Attack it as hard as you can. And then what I'll just do is like, I want your opinion, and then after you give me your opinion, if you're not clear about things, then I will show you how fucking good I am and how strong my fucking evidence is. And then when you come at me and you say, well, this was the one thing I wasn't sure about, then I will then make a video and I will clarify your fucking concerns and your thoughts and the things that you were not clear about. I will clarify that for you, and then that should do it. At that point, you should see that my story is fucking strong, and then at that point, you should stand up and let the fucking people know that, hey, I've looked into that Michael Jackson story and it held up. The fucking shit is backed with real fucking evidence. It's really logically thought out and shit. It has a fucking phenomenal timeline of how it follows the timeline of events and shit. All of it. My story is fucking incredible and shit, right? And so then it's like, how could you not expose this information to people? How could you not let people know, hey, I looked into this and it was good, and I'll put a link down, and that's what you say. You say I'll put a link down in there for the video, and if you guys want to go check it out, go watch this video, because this is one I watch, and go give it a look, because this is interesting, because it also benefits this community. It's like when you want to talk about, like, it's like, Raul, he'll talk about sports, the great curator. How many times has he said the great curator's name, right? How many times has he said, like, Ken Golden or like Jeff Wilson, like the people out there that he's knocking down and saying bad things about him, right? But he clearly says their names, but he's afraid to say my name. And when I'm out here actually giving quality information, but he doesn't want to say my name, and then that's when I come on and say, well, you're a fraud, Raul. I see through you. You're fake. You are fake, Raul. You're in here trying to create a brand, and what you want is you just want to be, you'll take that endorsement deal, and then see, that's the thing, like how I'm saying is, I'm not going to take some endorsement deal and then just go and be like, okay, well, now I got the money and I'm going to start behaving this way. That money will not affect my behavior. That's how it goes with like the Hollywood. I know as soon as my story breaks that instantly I could be like in with every single person in Hollywood would want to meet me. I would write a book that would sell to be worth it's easily worth $1 billion. Because you got to figure my book can sell like 100 million copies worldwide. You know, the book it's easily worth more than $10. You know, so let's say I've sold 50 million copies at $20 a book. That's $1 billion, and that's before we get to the movie deals. Because after I write my book, but I don't want to write the book because I'm scared about writing the book, because it brings a bunch of fucking other shit with it, and I'm kind of worried about doing that. So it's like kind of I don't know. I'm just not going for the money. I'm not doing it for the money. It's like I'll deal with that later. I just want the story to get out. I just want to break the story, and I'll deal with all the monetary benefits and everything else, all the bullshit. I'll deal with that later. But I know I'm not going for the money. I'm not going for the fame and the attention. I'm not going to be praised. You'll never see me on some late night TV show. You will never see me accepting some award, and I don't even care if it's a Nobel fucking prize and shit. I will not accept that award. Fuck those people. They have to... It's like, they think they're justifying me. They think they're validating me. You ain't validating me, motherfucker. I validate you. And my validation of you says, fuck all you. I don't want your award. I don't need your validation. I don't want to be your fake fucking friends and take a picture. Here, let me get a fucking picture with you. Go fuck you. I don't fuck off. Get the fuck out of here. You were never my fucking friends during my life. Fuck all of you. How much more clear can I make it? Judge my fucking work. I'm not here to be your fucking friend. Fuck! So, the purpose of, well, because that was that part. See how long it took me to get through that? And now I gotta try and get through this fucker's fucking slow-ass videos? Fuck, now I can't even get to this shit. I can't play all the shit of what he was fucking talking about. So, here. He's talking about these Disney cards. Let's play a little of this.
Post Lorcana cards, right? It was graded by SGC.
Okay, now look at those cards. Okay, now I don't collect Pokemon, so I can tell they kind of look like a Pokemon card. I know what they look like, but those cards look cool as fuck. And if they're based around Disney, instantly I can see that those are collectible cards. Instantly. Yeah, those cards to me, instantly I can see that they have a value and they're cool. And I would say that, yeah, for a very small price, even though I personally don't want them, I might throw $100 at it, because if, like they say here that you could buy the set for $50, and it's like, dude, how could you pass that up?
And
you can't pass that up.
That there's nothing wrong in posting cards that you get graded, right? Now,
see how long he takes to get to the point now?
This, right? Was it theirs?
Was it theirs? Okay, so let me try and get to the next little part, just where they start talking, because it's like, okay, here, so let me play this little piece here.
Another video discussing Lorcana.
What I didn't make a play on was the Disney Lorcana cards, if I'm being super honest.
Okay, so what's wrong with that? He's telling you, hey, there's a new product out there, and I made a play on it. I thought they're cool. There's nothing wrong with people. That is not pumping. There's nothing wrong for somebody to see a new product and see that this is going to be a collectible product, and then for them to say that this product right now it's undervalued and there's going to be a market for this. This looks like, it's like that's what they're doing. Somebody's got to do that. And when you first see the stuff, if you're a card person, you instantly look at that and instantly it's like, oh, there's value to this. See, now there's a thing, like, you know, like the Star Wars cards, that they had the original Star Wars cards from like the 70s, right? And then recently I think they reproduced the original set and turned them into like prism color cards, looking shiny, the modern shiny cards, okay? But that's the original set. It was a reproduction off of the original set. So I care nothing about a reproduction set. So like the cards in the new reproduction set, the shiny cards that are the reproduction cards off of the 70s set, those hold no value. Like I could see if somebody wanted one, $100 to me would be the very most that any one of those cards in a PSA 10, a 101, should not be worth more than $100. None of them. None of them. But people, I remember seeing sales of thousands of dollars for the cards, and it's like, that shit, those are fake cards. These people don't even know what real cards. But now Disney characters, that's different. Because they're okay, that's the other thing. They recreated the set. So when they made the Star Wars, that new stuff, and is it the Galaxy Chrome and stuff? I think that new stuff that AIH is constantly saying that great curators pumping and shit. That was a new set of cards. That was not the reproduction set. The reproduction set is trash. And so anybody that was saying that's pumping and dumping, because those are not real cards. Those are not collectible cards. And people that collect them are stupid. They are dumb. If you want those cards, you buy the original ones. Those are the collectible ones. The reproduction of the original in a shiny card has no value to me. It's only as a personal thing, which maybe is worth $100, which means they're not collectible cards. Period. But the Galaxy Chrome cards, that's a new set, which means those are collectible cards. So those cards can be worth money, and you're not pumping them because those are real cards. Same as this. This is some new set of Disney thing, and Disney characters, you can transition it. The same thing with like sports cards. You can't give me like a 1950 Babe Ruth card. If there's some Babe Ruth card in 1950, whatever, like, okay, there's cards like that. Okay, any card that was produced after a player's career is over is a reproduction type of card, and it has no fucking value. And even stupid people like the Ryan Nolan, see, I'm talking and my battery's going dead now, so I didn't get to the point. Guess I'm not going to make this video.